It's not by chance that you're viewing this video. There's a reason you're here. God sees everything you have been carrying. He sees the hard work, the silent tears, the late nights when no one knew what you were going through. He knows how long you have been trying, pushing, and holding everything together on your own. Today, God wants you to understand something clearly. You are not meant to keep fighting in your own strength. This season is not about striving anymore. Your journey is now in God's hands, not yours. He is guiding your steps, opening the right doors, and leading you toward peace, purpose, and restoration. We're exploring this powerful message in 6 sections to help you deepen your understanding of trusting God, releasing control, and stepping into your divine destiny. Before we go deeper, take a moment to like, share, and subscribe. This message is more than just words. It is a divine reminder meant to reach the hearts that are ready. If this message speaks to your spirit, type 77 in the comments. This number represents your willingness to let go of control and trust God completely. It is a sign that you are ready to release heavy burdens, stop depending only on yourself, and allow God to lead your life. Not everyone will understand this message. Not everyone will stay and listen till the end of this message. But those who do are being prepared for clarity, wisdom, and divine direction. God is arranging opportunities, provision, and favor behind the scenes, even if you cannot see it yet. This message is not meant to be heard once and forgotten. It is a living reminder to rest in God's timing, to release anxiety, and to walk with faith instead of fear. Each time you return to it, God may reveal something new to your heart. Now, take a breath, open your spirit, and let us begin. Section number 1. Nothing you have done has gone unnoticed by God. Chosen one, God has been watching every step of your journey. He has seen the long days of hard work, the sacrifices you made without recognition, and the nights you stayed awake carrying heavy thoughts in your heart. Nothing you endured was hidden from him. Every quiet tear, every whispered prayer, and every moment you chose obedience, even when no one noticed, has been fully seen by God. Even when people overlooked your efforts, heaven never did. What felt invisible to others was carefully recorded by God. Your faithfulness was not wasted. Each act of trust you showed, especially during difficult seasons, has been laying a strong spiritual foundation for the blessings that are now approaching your life. Now God is gently but clearly speaking to you. He is asking you to stop trying to control what He has already arranged. You do not need to force outcomes or carry constant worry anymore. Your future is not shaped by stress, fear, or non-stop effort. There is a difference between working from anxiety and moving forward in faith. You have already done what was required of you. This season is not about pushing harder, it is about trusting deeper. God is aligning things in ways your effort alone could never achieve. The doors meant for you will open by His power, not by human striving. Every struggle you faced, every sacrifice you made, and every prayer you prayed was planting seeds in the spiritual realm. Those seeds are now ready to grow. What you could not see before was preparation. God's timing is bringing the harvest at the right moment. Chosen one, remember this truth. God sees from an eternal perspective. While others failed to recognize your dedication, heaven noticed everything. Your quiet obedience, unseen service, and faithful prayers have built spiritual authority within you. What was done in secret is now being lifted into favor, opportunity, and divine blessing. Never doubt the value of your silent obedience. God is honoring it now. Each time you chose to do what was right instead of what was easy, you were building a strong spiritual foundation. When you stayed patient instead of reacting in anger, and when you trusted God instead of giving in to fear, your spirit was being strengthened. These choices prepared you to receive God's divine help in ways that human effort alone could never produce. Now is the moment to stop forcing things to happen. You no longer need to exhaust yourself trying to control outcomes that only God can arrange. Release the habit of comparing your journey with others. Your breakthrough is not determined by how hard you push, but by how deeply you trust God. God is stepping in. His plan for your life is far greater than anything you could design on your own. Nothing you went through was wasted. Every tear you cried, every prayer you spoke, and every sleepless night you endured has been carefully seen and honored by God. The season is shifting. You are entering a time where your faith will be rewarded and your dedication will be recognized. God Himself is now directing your path. This is no longer a season of stress, pressure, or self-reliance. You are walking under divine guidance. Every step you take is being ordered by heaven. Trust God completely. Rest in His perfect timing. Move forward with confidence, knowing that God remembers your faithfulness, sees your labor, and is leading you into the life He has already prepared for you. Your breakthrough is not just approaching, it is certain. And when it arrives, it will clearly reveal the power, favor, and glory of God's perfect plan. Section number 2. Surrendering what you've been trying to control. Beloved child of God. Many chosen ones unknowingly exhaust themselves by trying to manage every part of their future. You think deeply about every possibility, worry about timing, and create endless plans, believing that if you do enough, your breakthrough will finally arrive. You may feel that pushing harder, working longer, or forcing situations will produce the life you desire. But today, God is speaking clearly to your spirit. Let go. This is not a suggestion, it is a divine instruction. When you try to control outcomes, timing, and people, it leads only to stress, frustration, and spiritual fatigue. Control steals your peace and keeps your heart focused on fear instead of faith. When you place your plans into God's hands, you are no longer carrying life's weight alone. Your spirit begins to rest, and your path starts to align with God's perfect will. God already knows the right timing, the exact direction, and the connections you will need. The doors meant for you are already prepared. The right people will meet you at the right moment. The opportunities designed for your next season are already in motion. You do not need to chase what God has assigned to you. You do not need to force relationships, outcomes, or opportunities. When you choose obedience and trust, even difficulties begin to serve a higher purpose. Delays become moments of preparation. Challenges become lessons that strengthen you. What once looked like a setback becomes the very thing that launches you forward. Letting go of control is an act of humility and deep faith. It means accepting that your understanding has limits, but God's wisdom has none. Trust, patience, and obedience become your greatest strengths. Fear, anxiety, and manipulation only slow down what God is trying to accomplish. The chosen one learns to step back, rest in God's promises, and allow divine timing to unfold. Breakthroughs are never forced, they arrive at the appointed time. The more you attempt to control your destiny, the more you risk stepping outside God's perfect plan. But when you surrender control, God moves in powerful ways. He releases favor, aligns divine connections, and provides supernatural help exactly when and where it is needed. This is how God leads His chosen ones, through trust, surrender, and perfect timing. Your hard work was never useless. It was preparation for what God is about to do. But true breakthrough is released when you depend fully on God, not just on your own effort. Letting go of control is also a form of spiritual protection. It guards your peace, keeps your focus steady, and aligns your heart with God's purpose. The chosen one who places complete trust in God is no longer ruled by stress, fear, or outside pressure. God's hand is guiding your life. He is closing doors that are not meant for you and opening doors that lead directly to your destiny. Today, God is calling you to listen carefully. Stop trying to force results. Stop exhausting your mind over things you cannot change. Stop worrying about when everything will happen. Release the weight of control. Choose faith. Walk in obedience. Rest in God's timing. Trust that the path before you is being directed by the Creator Himself. When you surrender, God moves in. He brings understanding where there was confusion, supply where there was lack, and favor where there was struggle. Chosen one, your future is secure. Your breakthrough has already been arranged. You do not have to carry everything by yourself anymore. Let God lead your steps. When you surrender, the heavy burden lifts. When you trust, the direction becomes clear. Your life begins to align with heaven's design, and the miracles that follow will clearly show that God is the one guiding your journey. Section number 3. Rest is an act of faith. Beloved child of God. Rest is not optional. It is a divine instruction. Chosen one, God is inviting you to rest with purpose, not with laziness. This kind of rest does not mean giving up or ignoring responsibility. It means surrendering to God's authority and trusting His timing. Choosing rest is a spiritual act of obedience. It declares that you trust God to handle what is beyond your ability. It shows that you recognize His control over your life and are willing to let His power work through you. When you stop pushing in your own strength, you make room for God to act in supernatural ways. Your effort has limits, but God's power does not. When you pause, step back, and let go of control, heaven begins to respond. Breakthroughs, divine connections, and favor that could never be produced by human effort start to appear. What once felt hidden becomes clear, and doors that seemed closed begin to open with ease. Rest also brings clarity. Constant striving can cloud your judgment and drain your focus. When you rest in God, your mind becomes calm, your heart realigns, and your spirit becomes more sensitive to His voice. You begin to recognize the path God has prepared, the people He has positioned, and the opportunities He has arranged for you. True clarity comes not from doing more, but from surrendering more. Rest renews your faith. While others exhaust themselves chasing results and worrying about outcomes, you are strengthened by God's presence. Your strength now flows from the Most High. Faith grows during quiet moments of trust, during seasons of surrender, and when you release what you cannot control. Rest also guards your spirit and protects your energy. It keeps you from burnout, spiritual exhaustion, and unnecessary distractions. When you align yourself with God's timing through intentional rest, you also align yourself with His protection. Even when the world rushes in fear and pressure, the chosen one walks in peace, confident that God's plan is unfolding exactly as it should, and that He is working everything together for your good. Remember, this rest is not laziness, it is active obedience to God. It takes faith to step back from constant work and trust that God will carry what is too heavy for you. It requires patience to wait for the right doors to open at the right time. It also requires spiritual discernment to recognize the moments when God's hand is clearly moving in your life. Today, hear this divine invitation and embrace it fully. Rest. Stop overworking yourself. Stop worrying about outcomes. Stop striving in your own strength. Allow God's power, wisdom, and favor to take the lead. As you step into this rest, your spirit will be renewed. Your mind will gain clarity. Your faith will grow stronger than ever. The doors that once seemed impossible to open will now swing wide. You will rise refreshed, empowered, and fully aligned with the path God Himself has prepared. Every step you take will now follow His perfect guidance, and your life will move in harmony with His divine plan. Section number 4, Trust God's timing. Chosen one, impatience has been holding you back. You want results now, you want recognition, you want your breakthrough immediately. But this desire often brings stress, frustration, and doubt. God sees your heart. He is saying, "My timing is perfect. Do not rush what I have already aligned." Every delay, every pause, every season of waiting is part of His careful plan for your growth, protection, and promotion. What feels like stagnation is actually preparation. What seems like waiting is a divine strategy to equip you spiritually, emotionally, and mentally for the blessings that are coming. Every trial, every silent moment, every closed door, and every challenge has been designed to refine your character, strengthen your faith, and guide your steps into alignment with heaven's plan. Your labor, effort, and obedience have built the foundation. But the timing of your breakthrough is in God's hands, not yours. When you try to force outcomes, you risk missing the exact moment God has appointed. When you trust Him completely, doors open at the perfect time. Connections happen exactly when they should. Opportunities arrive in ways you could never arrange on your own. God's timing is not only perfect, it is protective. Rushing certain blessings can lead to harm, misalignment, or spiritual setbacks. Some blessings, if received too early, could divert you from your true path or stunt your growth. By trusting Him, you allow heaven to deliver what is best, in ways only God can accomplish. Patience is not passive. It is active faith. It declares that you believe God knows what is best. It acknowledges that His plan is far greater than your own. It affirms that He is orchestrating every detail of your life for your highest good. Faith grows while you wait. Character is revealed in seasons of patience. Trust is proven when the evidence is not yet visible. Every moment you wait in faith is a moment of spiritual growth. Every delay strengthens your discernment, sharpens your wisdom, and deepens your relationship with God. When your breakthrough comes, it will be powerful, lasting, and complete because God has prepared you spiritually, mentally, and emotionally to receive it. Do not judge your journey by human time, calendars, or the pace of others. Do not compare your progress to those who seem to be moving faster or achieving more. God's timing is perfect for you. It is customized for your purpose, your preparation, and your calling. God sees your entire story, the beginning, the middle, and the end, all at once. This season of waiting is not wasted. It is a time of active preparation, spiritual growth, and divine positioning. Walk in obedience, rest in His plan. Let go of the stress and anxiety that comes from trying to force what God has already arranged. Keep your heart focused on heaven. Keep your spirit steadfast in faith. Keep your mind fixed on God's promises. By doing this, you align yourself with His timing and open the door for blessings to arrive fully without hindrance. Section number 5. Release comparisons and pressure. Child of God, one of the greatest traps the enemy sets is comparison. When you measure your life against others, you invite stress, frustration, and impatience into your spirit. You may start doubting God's timing, questioning your purpose, or wondering if your efforts are wasted. But God reminds you today, your journey is unique. No one else's path mirrors yours. Their timing, methods, or successes do not determine your destiny. The doors God has prepared for you may open at a different time than someone else's. The blessings, assignments, and favor He has planned are specifically for you. Comparing yourself to the world's standards is not just unnecessary, it is spiritually harmful. It distracts you from your calling, clouds your discernment, and steals your peace. Let go of the pressure to prove yourself, to hustle endlessly, or to perform for recognition. God has already assigned you favor, provision, and divine connections. You do not need to chase, force, or manipulate anything. The work you have done in faith will now bear fruit naturally when God moves. Trust this truth. The doors meant for you cannot be shut, the blessings that belong to you cannot be delayed, and the opportunities prepared by heaven will arrive at the perfect time. Step back, release the pressure, and let God guide your steps. Stop comparing your life to social media highlights, the success of others, or the approval of people. These things are temporary, but God's plan for you is eternal. Your focus should remain on obedience, patience, and faithfulness. Every prayer you have prayed, every seed you have sown, and every act of discipline you have practiced has prepared you for this very moment. Pressure can lead to burnout, anxiety, and wrong decisions. Comparison weakens faith, creates fear, and brings resentment into your heart. When you release both pressure and comparison, you reclaim peace, sharpen your focus, and align fully with God's timing. Remember, the chosen one walks by faith, not by what the eyes see. You move with spiritual discernment, not by the world's standards of achievement. Every step you take in patience and obedience brings you closer to the destiny God has prepared for you. Release the weight of comparison. Quiet the voice of competition and allow God to work freely in your life. Your journey is sacred. Every delay, every pause, and every season of preparation is part of God's perfect plan. When you let go of comparison and pressure, God fills your life with confidence, clarity, and supernatural momentum. Favor will come effortlessly. Blessings you have prayed for will appear in ways beyond human understanding. When you finally enter your season of abundance, you will see that every moment of waiting, trusting, and obeying was necessary. Each moment was preparing you for the glory and breakthrough God always intended for you. Here's the last section, number 6. Step into your divine rest and breakthrough. Finally, chosen one, hear this clearly. When you release the heavy burden of striving, when you stop forcing outcomes, and when you cease trying to control what God has already perfectly arranged, your breakthrough begins to manifest. The stress, the anxiety, the constant struggle, and the exhaustion that once weighed heavily on your mind, body, and spirit are now coming to an end. Because God Himself is taking control, His supernatural guidance will illuminate your path with clarity, order your steps with divine precision, and elevate your life in ways that human effort, strategy, or planning could never achieve. Step boldly into this season, knowing that the breakthrough waiting for you is not the result of your connections, your hustle, or your schemes, but is entirely divine, originating from God's perfect will. Every door that opens before you, every opportunity that presents itself, and every favor that comes your way has been orchestrated by God Himself, aligned perfectly with His plan for your life. He is arranging circumstances, positioning the right people, and preparing the necessary resources in exact alignment with your destiny. This is not coincidence, luck, or mere timing. It is deliberate, intentional, and supernatural intervention designed specifically for you, the chosen one. Trust God fully and obey without hesitation. Because the moment you release control and place your life, your plans, and your desires into His hands, He begins to operate on your behalf in ways that your human mind cannot comprehend. Divine connections will appear at precisely the right moments. Provisions will arrive exactly when they are needed, and opportunities will align with flawless timing, as though heaven itself is orchestrating every detail. Every step you take in obedience magnifies God's favor, strengthens the manifestation of your destiny, and accelerates the fulfillment of the promises He has placed over your life. This season is not merely about relief from anxiety or exhaustion. It is a spiritual reset, a divine declaration that you no longer need to carry the weight of the world, the pressures of life, or the burden of striving on your own shoulders. Every act of patience, every moment of obedience, every prayer you have spoken, and every seed you have sown in faith has positioned you for this very moment. What you have been waiting for, believing for, and longing to see is now moving toward you with unstoppable momentum, and nothing can prevent it from coming to pass. Walk into divine rest, chosen one. Let peace replace anxiety, faith replace fear, and patience replace urgency. No more sleepless nights, no more endless planning, no more trying to force outcomes according to your own understanding. God is steering your path with perfect wisdom, impeccable timing, and supernatural favor. Your steps are being ordered by heaven, your life is being elevated in alignment with His plan. And every blessing, breakthrough, and opportunity that is coming to you is a direct manifestation of His perfect love, authority, and divine orchestration. Remember, chosen one, that the rest God is calling you into is not passive or idle. It is an active, intentional trust in Him, a deliberate surrender of every worry, every effort, and every how into the hands of the one who sees the beginning, middle, and end of your life, who knows every step you have taken and every step you are about to take, and whose perfect plan cannot fail. The breakthrough you are about to enter will not merely satisfy your immediate needs or temporary desires. It will elevate your entire life in ways that bring glory to God, display His supernatural power, and manifest His provision in a way that cannot be explained by human effort or understanding. Your life, chosen one, is on the brink of reflecting His favor, His glory, and His abundant blessings in a way that will testify to the faithfulness of His promises and the perfection of His timing. Step into this season with unwavering confidence. Walk boldly in the path God has prepared for you, speak with authority over your circumstances, and act in full faith, knowing that He has removed the heavy burden of striving from your shoulders. The stress that once weighed you down has been lifted. The struggle that exhausted your mind and body is over. The path before you has been illuminated with clarity and aligned perfectly with heaven's plan. This is your season, chosen one. No longer must you labor endlessly or exhaust yourself trying to make things happen by your own strength. Divine rest, supernatural favor, and the long-awaited breakthrough are ready to manifest in your life. Every moment of obedience, every prayer, every act of faith, and every step you have taken in patience and trust has positioned you to walk fully into this divine season. God is moving on your behalf, orchestrating circumstances, opening doors, and releasing blessings that exceed human comprehension. Embrace this moment with your heart fully surrendered, your faith unshakable, and your spirit aligned with the will of your Creator. For your life is entering a new chapter marked by divine rest, unstoppable momentum, and a breakthrough that will glorify God in every area of your life. Child of God, this is the overall message and final conclusion from the previous sections. Remember this truth, chosen one. God sees everything you have been carrying. He sees your hard work, your silent tears, and the long nights when no one knew what you were going through. He knows how long you have been trying, pushing, and holding everything together on your own. Today, God is speaking clearly to you. Stop striving in your own strength. You are not alone. God is steering your life. Trust Him. Rest in His timing. Release control. Let go of comparison. Walk by faith. Everything you have been through has prepared you for divine breakthroughs, favor, and supernatural blessings that are already on the way. God sees your labor, and your season of favor and blessing has arrived. If you'd like more chapters, deeper insights, or a strong visual for a video or thumbnail, simply say the word. I'm here and ready to help take this message even further.